Good evening, and welcome once again to another segment of Thriving Together. I'm LaRonda Scott with eXp Realty, and as you know, I come to you each week with another topic. My goal is to inform you, inspire you, and empower you to not just live, but to truly thrive. Before we get started with today's special guest, I want to make sure I throw a couple of announcements out there because once Ty and I get started, I'm going to forget and it's not going to happen. So, the first thing I want you to know is that this weekend, this Saturday, the Triangle Board of Realtors and Renewed Covenant Christian Center is hosting a Building Generational Wealth event. That event is going to kick off at 9:30 a.m. with a free breakfast. The workshops are going to start at 10. We're going to have free workshops, free one-on-ones, free lunch, everything from ABCs of home buying to investing in real estate. So you want to make sure you are in attendance. To register for that event, because registration is required, go to triborpresents.com. That's TRIBOR presents.com. And then the following weekend, my real estate girlfriends and I are hosting an event to make sure that people are ready to retire with confidence. For me, coming out of nonprofit for over 19 years, there's no retirement plan when it comes to nonprofit. So we have to make sure we have our stuff together. So we are hosting Retire with Confidence next Saturday, the 12th, and kicking that off at 2 p.m. And for registration details on that, just text me at 984-985-2330. So, Ty, thank you for letting me get that out because, again, my mind, if I don't do it now, I'm going to forget. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, and I like what you shared. That's important information. So never apologize for sharing truth. That's good stuff. But
Thank
no, I'm
you.
doing great, and thank you for letting me come on and chat with you. We old friends, so it'd be like catching up.
It is. So for those of you watching, Ty is my brother, friend, fellow alum from UNC Charlotte. That's where I had the opportunity to meet him. He also happens to be one of those ice cold brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha. So I've got to put that out there. Uh,
That's
and
me.
and y'all, I threw him out. I'll tell that later. So Ty, introduce yourself and who you are
Yeah,
today.
certainly. Yeah, thank you, Lorena. So yeah, I'm Todd Tunstall. Spent last 25 years or so in fintech, and as the story of many of us in that field, in corporate field, I was impacted a few months ago. So I took the opportunity to upskill and to really take the time to see, not necessarily only what I could do, but what I enjoy doing. And
Mhm.
um, at heart, I'm an engineer and an artist. So I've got the weird combination of a engineer's brain and an artist's eye. So I enjoy building building things with technology. So it was kind of natural progression where I saw a gap. As I was upskilling, I saw a lot of the teachings that were being done by people that didn't look like us.
Mhm.
So I felt, hey, our kids might be missing an opportunity here. So let me dig in and make sure I become a subject matter expert, uh,
Mhm.
where I can eventually teach this information. And in that process, I decided, well, let me try and build a business because I'll certainly become a subject matter expert if there's finances involved. So that's kind of what got me on this path of CapriceLogix and uh, digital marketing, and I primarily focus on newer folks to not necessarily technology, but to an online presence. Maybe a mom and pop that had a brick and mortar for years and really didn't take advantage of getting involved with the digital revolution. I can help them get to that space in a relatively inexpensive and quick manner. Also, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. I work with life coaches and massage therapists. So anyone that really can benefit from having an online presence, but don't need a full blown several $1,000 protocol. Um,
Mhm.
Hopefully, I can solve that problem.
So I just want to back up for a second though, because you said something that I love, to where you said, just like a lot of people, you were impacted
Hmm.
in that industry, but you didn't say figuring things out. You didn't say what comes next. You said, I'm upscaling and looking at how you can take your passion and your talent that you've given to corporate America
Yeah.
and pour that into other people for success. So I didn't want to just gloss over what you said,
Thank you.
because, and I think that's important, because it really, next steps when things happen, and what happens in your life is really about how you look at it. So that's
Right.
why I wanted to point out, you looked at it, okay, now it's time for me to upscale and see how I can use my talents for other people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Says, yeah, it was really, how can I make some delicious lemonade out of this? So that's
Hmm.
been the path. Yeah.
Well, y'all, Ty is smiling. I have to tell you how we got here. So, I love promoting and working and collaborating with my people. And like he said, he's launching a new business. And my guest today had a hiccup and wasn't going to be able to be with me. So I text Ty. No, I called you. I can't remember how I did it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, Ty, so you want to be on Thriving Together this evening? He's like, what are you talking about? The way he went about it is like, hey, I'm getting in business. You got to be ready to talk about it and do a thing. So I truly appreciate you chatting with me today.
No, I thank you for reaching out. It was right on time, and like I said, we're old friends, so it's just like having a conversation, and
Hmm.
I really do appreciate it.
So, starting a business, I know there are people out there that have contemplated, thought about it, tried it. How's it been going so far? The good, bad, and the ugly? Because I did the same thing this year. What are you
Yeah.
thinking about it so far?
What's the process? And you kind of, well, at least everyone's different, but I'm the kind. I'm just going to try it, and if it doesn't work, well, I believe in my talent. I'll try another way.
Hmm.
Because really, I don't really look at, if I start something and it doesn't go the way I thought, I didn't fail. I just learned. I learned.
Right.
Either I need to be better in the way I did it, or maybe that's not my strong suit. And if it's something
Hmm.
that's not a strong suit that's important, well, I need to build that skill. And
Right.
and then paying attention to what I am good at and leverage those skills until I can get up to where I feel I can handle anything from every situation, and that's going to take time, and I'm okay with that. And I hope, my hope is the service I deliver to, and I don't call people I work with clients, I call them co-builders, because that's what we're doing. We're building together, because hopefully I'm helping them build their vision, their dream, and while they're helping me build mine. So my hope is that I provide a lot of service that they really really appreciate, and I
Mhm.
try to do more than the average person might do.
Right. You're already laying the groundwork for an amazing business model, because,
Thank
again, co-builders, you're talking about being in partnership with the people that you are providing a service for.
you. Right.
Where do you think you draw that from? I don't know if there's a person that's just in you. Where's that coming from?
I've done a lot of self reflecting, and so often I thought, and I think it's a combination of nature and nurture. I think
Mhm.
some energies we're born with, and I'm into that. I'm into the sciences, and so I'm a life path four, and fours are builders.
Mhm.
That foundation, that's and once I learned that, like, oh my gosh, some things just kind of unlocked for me, because used to think I did things the way I did them because of the way I was raised or certain things like that. But my belief is we have natural inclinations towards things, and if we are aware of those are our superpower. So
Mhm.
once I realized some of my natural tendencies that made sense with things I actually saw in myself,
Right.
I just dug in and went for it, and it just, I might learn something a year ago that I might not do anything with, but as I'm doing something today, like, oh yeah, when I did this and that, I can apply to
Mhm.
this and that. So, um, again, a process, just a journey, a life's journey.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, we're on the call. We grown folks now. When we met, we weren't grown folks. We was figuring out like
Doing all kinds of foolish stuff. So yeah,
all kind of foolish stuff. I'm like, hey, my kids probably still think I'm crazy, but they'll be all right.
that'd be all
Um,
right. Yeah, you can let them
but
see it. Let them see it.
yeah, so that's just real. It's like I tell
Yep.
them all the time. I said, so I was Rhonda, then LaRonda before Mama. So there's a whole lot of sides.
Some
There's a
good
lot
story.
of sides of me. But
Yeah.
you were speaking truth though, to where you have natural tendencies, you have a purpose, you have, really a calling, things that you align with. And once you listen to that and fall in
Yeah.
line and follow that, things just tend to come naturally and it just
Yeah.
flows.
Yeah. Because
When you
you're
work,
going with the energy. Yep. Going with
yeah,
the energy.
you
Yeah.
you start working against it, and it's going to be a hot mess. It might work for a while, or feel you might think it's working for a while, but it can turn to be a hot mess.
Real fast. Real fast.
So what are the different things? So I, like you said, you're doing small business,
Hmm.
and us small business people, we like to hear that. It's like, okay, what you got? How can you help me grow, get
Yeah.
myself out there? Because, from what I have come to learn in this, your brand, yeah, is, logo and typography and all those different things, but also your person, your personality, and what you bring, those things are great. But if you're hiding it, not getting it out there and being
Mhm.
known, what good is it? So, what are the different services that you are providing?
Yeah. So I would like to find out from my co-builders what's important to them. What is it
Mm-hmm.
that they want people to know,
Mm-hmm.
and I take that information and come up with a template, and uh, it's a lot of back and forth and feedback on what they want to see, and how we can change things or highlight things that are important to them. And so it's really no limit on who I can help, but it's just some that like give you a perfect example. You are the end result of where I want to help a lot of people get to, because you've
Mm-hmm.
got the systems online, you've got your domain, you're branding yourself, you're taking advantage of the little things that technology has to offer that I think too often that we miss in small business, because no one's really going to teach you. You got to go out and find the information, and trial and error, and network, and see, talk with folks you trust on
Yeah.
what worked for them, what didn't work for them. So what I try to do is see what's important to the individual, and build from there. And it could be realtors, but in your situation where you already have a great site and great presence, and you're already connected with your with the email, you're doing it. There's not a lot additional that I could offer, but you would be the model. So
Mm-hmm.
someone that's brand new, they're trying to get to a LaRonda Scott's
Mm-hmm.
profile and status. And so I want to help them with that, with the, be it a customized domain that highlights a landing page or a branding page, or a cause or a hobby or personal interest that they really care about. One of the sites I built as a personal site is zodiacbites.com, because I'm in astrology, and it was
Mm-hmm.
some AI videos I was playing with and on YouTube, and like, oh, this seems kind of cool, and maybe some people might have interest in it. And so I created a site from that.
And I'm a believer, in terms of letting people do what they are good at, because it is not, there's a lot of things out there that I would love to I put in place and I would love to do, but it's not what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going to be excited to know, okay, I can call Ty for these different things. I got it from a girlfriend of mine, call it stimulating the economy. Well, let people do what they are, let people do what they are strong in doing.
Yeah,
And that's
love
why
it.
I wanted to bring you here. Now, you were talking, branding page, landing pages, a lot of different stuff. So if I'm a small business,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just getting started, like what would be the basics? If there's something that you would say, okay, let's start here and build,
Yeah,
what does that look like?
I would say start with a customized domain, uh,
Okay.
and whatever that business is important, whatever is important about that business, the domain around that. Um, I'll pause here because I also think people should brand their own name, because I'll use catering as an example. If you really want to get into catering and we called it LaRonda Catering, that's your domain. You build a brand around that. 10 years down the line, and maybe you want to sell that business and go into consulting, or coaching, life coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got a domain around catering. But if you have a domain around LaRonda Scott, you can do anything in the world, and that just be an umbrella. And we can
Right.
plug in your different businesses under your name.
Okay.
That's actually something similar I did with one of my first co-builders, Karen McDonald.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a little bio on her, but she's a dedicated transformational coach with a rich background in executive leadership and holistic health. And she has several businesses. So what we did, we started to brand her name, meetkarenmcdonald.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got all her businesses up under that umbrella. So even if you don't know what you want to do, you know your name.
Right.
And we can start there. We can start with a simple profile, like who I am, and we can build on it. Because one of the great things that I like doing with the protocol I'm using to build the sites is it's not hard to update. It's very easy to edit the information. So what you start with is not what you have to end with. We can
Mm-hmm.
get you started, get your page up, get your domain authority to have the domain out there, because it takes about 90 days or so for Google to recognize a new domain, so you can start being found in searches once we build content relevant to what's important to the co-builders.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I'll
the
say,
no, I'm
sorry.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you go right there. I'm just going to say starting with a custom domain and having an outline on what you want the world to see is I'd say that's a good place to start.
So it shouldn't be real estate dot weebly or what is it? Or
Yeah, I mean, so you talking
just
about the
be
Wix?
real.
Yeah,
You're talking
yeah,
brand and everything. You know how because
yeah,
you can start a website
yeah,
and and not have a domain to for it to point to. So
yeah,
you're using, isn't it Weebly? I think it is. I'm trying to
yeah,
think
yeah.
what it
That's
is.
one of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Part of WordPress. Yeah, you could go
yeah.
to read it. Yeah,
So it's not really creating and starting and building a solid brand. So you're
right,
saying I need to go ahead and have that custom domain
right.
and really branding your name. I hadn't thought about that. So,
Yeah.
'cause I know for me right now, I have L Scott Realtor, but I haven't done anything with my name itself. And
Hmm.
I'm like you, my wheels are always turning on different things that I could do. So that's
Yeah,
something I need to consider and think about.
yeah. Because you can do LaRondaScott.com, and everything that's important to you can be a link to under
Mhm.
LaRondaScott.com. You can still direct people to your website and then tell them from there, go to my real estate section or go to my coaching
Mhm.
section. So it's not hard to do at all, and it's a way for serious minded business folks to future proof themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've got our domain, and
Mhm.
then to work with you on building the website.
Mhm.
What is that process like? Do we sit down and talk vision, all those different things? What would that process look like?
I leave it up to the co-builder. I can do a lot with a little bit. I've built websites just on mission statements. I can in Facebook social media profiles, not necessarily Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Or if a co-builder has an outline that they want to make sure is captured, we can do that too. Though
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to be scared that they've got to have everything, spend time building out everything to get started, because that's not the case. We can get started with two sentences and a few images. So yeah, it's not hard. It's not hard.
Some people would think that to where, well, I'm not ready. I'll wait until I have everything together. I got to have my mission statement and
Right.
all this different stuff before. So like you
You
said,
don't do
that's the vision and artist side of you
that.
going
Mhm.
along with the digital experience where you can take it and at least give them something to start their brain going.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's typically what I do. I'll speak with someone and they let me know they have an idea on what they're thinking about, and I'm like, all right, well, let me play with a mock-up for you, and share the mock-up, and then we build from that.
Mm-hmm. How long does it normally take, or does that depend on how, intricate the sites are?
So my goal is, if I have what I need and co-builder is satisfied the information I have to build, 48 hours is my
Okay.
goal. Yeah, two business days is my goal to turn around, because it usually can take about a day or so when you create a domain for it to propagate through the internet.
Mhm.
And I build all my sites with security in for, so the HTTPS, that part
Okay.
can take a little while to get through the internet. And so once I'm confident that that's done, I'll start building, and we're ready to rock and roll within a day or so.
Because you're helping and you're serving, not only do you build it, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, so correct
That's okay.
me, but you're also serving like a host as well. You're managing the domain.
Yeah.
You're not just, I'm going to build it and then you figure it all out. You really become a part of business, not a partner in just that project, but a partner in the business to
Mm-hmm.
host and everything. So
Yeah.
how should I have really said that?
No, you said it exactly right. Hosting. Yeah. So yeah, because the domain is is one thing, and building a website and where it lives is where it hosts, and that's
Okay.
additional fees typically with other protocols. But I do this one lump uh, service for a year's time, because when you buy a domain, it's typically for a year, and so
Mm-hmm.
that kind of marks like, okay, I'm gonna cover all of this for my co-builders for a year. And during that year, we're talking, because my goal, well, is if they want to learn what I'm doing, I will teach them. And after that year's time, if they want to take over their domain and website,
Mm-hmm.
they can. Well, or if they want me to keep doing it, we just renew. So this information, I don't want it to be siloed. I mean, I think that's been part of the challenge, at least what I saw. And this is to down corporate America, but a lot of the information, if you didn't know for your job, then you just didn't know it, or it was on you to figure out what else you might want to know. And if it's not associated with where you're getting your check every week, your time is limited to learn there. So I want the people that are taking the time and they believe in me and my business, I want to make sure I'm giving them a lot of value that they
Yeah.
can continue to grow with or without me.
Mhm.
I don't want to be a handicap, or I don't want them locked into only having to work with me once they build their domain and website. It's
Yeah.
theirs. It's theirs as long as they pay the renewals. It's theirs. So it's
Yeah.
not anything I have. I'm just kind
Mhm.
of the go between until they learn to do on their own, or if they want to keep me as an
Mhm.
agency, I'm happy to do that as well.
I mean, you blessing people in and of itself. Some people you may hire them and they're gatekeeping. They're not thinking of, let me educate you and help you learn these things so you can thrive with or without me. No, I want to make sure you need me. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
that's not me.
huge.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my goals are, I want to teach someone how to fish rather than feed them.
I like it. I like it. Look at us all. Look at you all grown up. I'm saying it like I didn't grow up with you.
You remember, look, we was kids and on staff and RA together at
Yeah.
the residence halls. And
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
yeah,
mm.
signing people in and out
Y'all,
to the
that's a
dorms. Yeah.
whole different segment and show for us to talk about. Talk about college days. But you know
Yes.
what I think is really cool too, again, looking back at what you said, to where, we have families now, and you have sons, and for them to see you impacted, because things happen, but it's like, oh, but like you making some delicious taste and lemonade. They're watching you upgrade and thrive, and supporting each other, supporting other people. So that's got to feel good too.
It does. It does. I'm absolutely trying, and um, the thing I try to remember, because people say, "What would you teach your past self?" Well, I got two of them. I got two sons. I got two mini me. So I try to teach them, or be in the mindset of teaching that generation,
Hmm.
or just paying it forward. So that's kind of always been my goal, and I'm excited that I have the potential opportunity to do that in this business.
So, what do you like about being in business for yourself now?
I can really be me, be the creative person, and be the builder. Because I might have had these ideas, but I had to go in the office in the morning. I couldn't spend a lot of time, doing something for me. But now I can take the time to really to build and create and to see a world that maybe didn't exist, yesterday, and try and
Mhm.
build that. So just the unknown is a little scary, but I mean it's a journey that needs to be had, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. I mean, you spent a lot, 25 years, you said,
Yeah.
pouring into other people's goals and KPIs. I'm trying to think of all the other words.
SLAs and yeah.
Yes, all the other terms that we
Yeah.
have, and now you get to do all of that stuff for yourself. So it does. It hits a little different each
Yeah.
day with you pouring into your own business. So
It does, yeah.
anyone that's out there thinking about it or contemplating it, what would you say to them?
I would say, well, the decision was forced upon me.
Mhm.
But I would say start thinking now, because you don't know what your tomorrow is going to look like. Start thinking about. So, but one thing that helped me is I had been thinking a couple of years, like, what's the next chapter going to look like? Uh,
Mhm.
so when it happened, I kind of like, all right, so here we are, let's go.
Yeah.
But if you haven't had that honest internal dialogue with yourself, it can be unnerving. And I would say start thinking now, what do you enjoy? Not necessarily what you can get paid at, but what do you enjoy? And then figure out a business model, or figure out a way to help people with that. And typically the rest kind of falls into place.
Mhm. You know what's wild? You said it was kind of forced on you, but you would recommend people think about it early.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you would say this for yourself, but I didn't used to think I would be in a job and whatever my goals and the organization I was working with at the time, that was I was laser focused on these are the things that I'm doing.
Hmm.
And I never really thought outside the box.
Hmm.
But the same thing happened to me. I was impacted by a layoff. The
Hmm.
organization decided they were going in a different direction, and our entire department was let go. It wasn't layoff; we were let go. So
Hmm.
it's like, wait a minute, I have never been let go of anything.
Yeah, I
So
don't like this. What is it?
right, I don't. This doesn't feel good. What am I about to do? But like
Yeah.
you were saying, thinking or think about what you enjoy, what you like,
Hmm.
maybe even exploring those things.
Hmm.
But most importantly, believing in yourself to know you could do a thing if you needed to.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's heavy. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
because if if you don't have those things, you can be it can knock you out for a little bit.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it may
that's for
take
sure.
you a minute to bounce back, but the biggest part is the bounce back, or
Bounce
should
back.
I say the comeback?
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. 100% agree.
I need to pop your information back up here too. So look, I got your government name on here. I need to change.
Yeah,
Let me go by Ty. I got
yeah.
I got your Tyrone. Let me fix that. Let me fix that. What am I pretending for? There we go. Boom. So I got Ty's information up here.
Yeah.
There is his website address. You
Hmm.
can pop in, learn more about the company and the services that he has to provide. And I've got his number up here for you to give him a call. Don't be calling my brother tripping. You can't call because you have an interest in learning more and doing
Yeah,
business. But tell me about the name. How did you even arrive at the name of your business?
yeah. So it's a cool story, at least I think so.
Yeah.
So I enjoy writing as well. And in my past, I played around with uh, writing some information online, and so I came up with a pen name that was
Mm-hmm.
D Caprice. Uh, and so
Oh.
I just liked the way it flowed, and when it's time to come up with the name, and we were looking and looking, and so much so much sounded the same. It was either something with tech and logic, or auto with function, or sync, or something. And actually, your server, Yoshi came out like, what about CapriceLogix? I'm like, oh, jackpot. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
And, something that doesn't sound like, potentially every other digital marketing company, and kind of stands out. So that's the genesis of that CapriceLogix. Yes.
I like it. I popped it in. I like it a lot. I meant to ask you that earlier, but I wasn't. But I totally forgot.
Yeah.
So that's his information up there again. Well, I'm putting you on the spot again. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Look, before we pop out of here, any last minute words, anything you want to share with folks before we head out?
Oh, wow. Let's say, I would say, believe in yourself and vote.
Yes. Yes. The deadline is it the 11th, October 11th?
For early.
For registration, if you are not even registered, we gonna need you to register to vote.
Yeah. I want to say the 12th. I thought it was 12, but yeah, let's say the 11th, just to give an early day.
Yeah, I can't remember. Look, I'm trying to look it up real quick. I don't have anybody to fact check me real quick. What am I doing? So yes, check your voter. Everyone, check your voter registration. Make sure you know where you are voting. If you are not registered to vote, make sure you register to vote, and then vote. And educate yourselves. I'll just say educate yourselves on the candidates and vote. Thank you for because I didn't look that up, so I appreciate you.
No problem at all.
Well, y'all, that is wrapping up my conversation with Ty. Again, thank you, Ty, for letting me pull you in. Oh, before you head out, I am going to drop a link to your ebook. So he's releasing an ebook today that just gives steps on creating an online presence. Yeah. Because when people are looking for something, we don't have the yellow pages anymore. There's some people don't even know what yellow pages are, or a directory, Yeah. So, but everybody goes online when they're looking for a service and want to learn. They go online. Yeah. So he's launching an ebook today. So I will make sure that you guys have a link to that. Make sure you check him out, CapriceLogix.com. I'll be back next week with another topic. Again, want to make sure I'm pouring into you so you're not just living, you are thriving. And of course, if you need to buy or sell or invest in a house, I'm your girl.
That's right.
And you feel free to give me a call at 984-985-2330. So that is it, brother. It's good to see you.
Likewise. Thank you so much, LaWanda. It's great talking to you. Love to Hassan and the kids, and appreciate you.
Same on your end. Tell me, Yoshi, I said hello. Tell the boys I said hi. Well, the men, I said hi.
You got it.
They're getting old. We're not.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know how my kids end up my same age, but that's what's going to happen.
What? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right. Until next time. Thanks so much.
Sis, appreciate you. Thank you.